Smith 213.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the room. It is the first episode of March. We're still doing this. We're still going strong.
Yep.
Episode 8, right?
Yes.
Let's go. Yes, it's the first episode of March. We don't really have that many announcements other than check out the socials. Check out Instagram. Check out YouTube. We're starting to get stuff on YouTube.
Oh. Yep.
We're all here today. We have Sam, Adam, Mark, Nathan, Asher, me, but we also have a special guest with us today. Did I hit that?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's fine.
We have Micah Brewster with us today. And give us a short little 30-second monologue about yourself.
Hi, I'm Micah Brewster. I'm a biblical studies major. I'm performing in the Elixir of Love with some of these dudes. I'm performing Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe this semester as well. Yeah, love music, love acting, love the Bible. So that's what I do.
Awesome. We love Micah. We love Brewster. I just call him Brewster because there's too many Micahs here.
Yeah, there are a lot of Micahs.
But yeah, so for our little 5-minute thought, I called it a 5-minute thought because I said, hey guys, I have a Devo for this, and then I forgot that I said that. So, you know, I'm kind of I wrote some things down during church that I was thinking of that were partly informed by the sermon and partly informed by just some things that I've been going through recently. Amazing things have been going on in my life, and amazing things have been happening. I've gotten all these opportunities, all these things to do, and just people to meet, people to talk to, and it's just been so much fun. But at the same time, with these new responsibilities, with these new things to do, there's stress. There's things that just, oh my word, how am I going to do this before said deadline? And some of that comes into the area of, oh, God's got it, I won't worry about it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I forget about that, and it's like, how am I ever going to do this by myself? And it's not going to happen by myself. And so just some things that I've thought of. I guess I'll read that later, but one passage that really stuck out to me while I think it was during Sunday school, we pulled up this passage, and I don't have these pre-pulled up, so you're going to hear my Bible. Psalms 127, 1 and 2. It says, "Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Unless the Lord guards the city, the watchman keeps awake in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to retire late, to eat the bread of painful labors, for he gives to his beloved even in his sleep." And then it goes on to say some other interesting things that I'm like, are those really that connected to what he's saying here? I haven't thought about it enough, but just some food for thought. It goes on to say in verse 3, "Behold, children are a gift of the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior, so are the children of one's youth." And we can talk about that later and think what we think about that. But the thing that stuck out to me was that unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. And it reminds me of a song that I've listened to. It's by a Christian artist called Ross King, and he does some newer style of music, but that's not really the cool part. The cool part is his words. His words are so rich and so they get right to the point. And one of his songs is the first few lines are this verse: If the Lord doesn't build the house, it's going to fall down. If the Lord does not have my city, the enemy's going to get in. And that to me is well, yeah, he just got literally to the straight. One, because it's scripture. Two, because it's just, that's how it is. If the Lord's not in it, it's going to fall. It's going to be not fruitful. If the Lord is not, it is not going to be glorifying to the Lord unless the Lord is already in it. And that's one thing that was impactful for me because I've been worrying so many times about just, man, I need to do this, I need to do that, I have this to do, I need to worry about this, but it's really just the Lord who I need to give it over to. I also wrote down Luke 9:23-24, and he was saying to them, "If anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake, he is the one who will save it." Rather than worrying about things ourselves, rather than worrying about, oh, well, I have to build my own house, we need to give our lives over to the Lord. We need to let the Lord permeate every single thing we do. Whether ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I get that mixed up with 10:13, which is a different verse that is also very good. But just things like that, and then I put down Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. I'm not going to read all of those for you tonight. That is for a different date, I guess, unfortunately. But that's just part of the Bible plan that I've been a part of, and been able to see how it's been kind of hard because Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers are all just like the commands of the Lord. Mm-hmm. And like,
those are where Bible reading plans die.
How do
It's hard, bro.
It's hard because I don't really know how to, air quotes, apply that. Like,
For sure,
how do I apply? And he commanded them to only take the precious of the flock. And it's those books, even though they're really hard to read through, they're really hard to do, is that the Lord is so specific. The Lord is so specific, and it's not necessarily, obviously for us today, we are not bound by the law, we are not, to a certain extent, and we are not required to follow the law because the Lord died for us, and we are commanded to follow the law.
Of love.
Yes. And that is a blessing. And, but the thing that reveals God's character, the principles of God's commands, is just the Lord loves us, and He puts all those really specific things in there because He wants the best from us. In Philippians, it says, not that Paul is asking for a gift from the Philippians, and he's like, it's not that I desire a gift. I could care less if I desire a gift, but I desire fruit. I want you guys to be fruitful. Mm-hmm. I want you guys to be doing the right thing. And it's interesting. That is a very interesting notion. And so different things like that, God is in control. No matter what. We should not take things into our own hands because the Lord is all-knowing. He's all-powerful. He does everything to sustain us, to keep us, to protect us. And the final thought that I wrote down here is something that came up in a conversation. And I said this. I was saying, we want to be in control because it's scary not to be in control. Mm-hmm. However, the truly scary thing is when we take things into our own hands. Once we've taken that control, we've already lost. And we already have become, or we have already incited the thing that we are scared of. And I think that's just a challenge to give everything back to God. Give everything and do everything for God. Do everything for the glory of Him. So no matter if you're, say, in choir, doing your classes, on a basketball team, on doing literally anything, whether ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of God. And yeah, that's my thought for today. And that was just something that the Lord has blessed me with these past couple weeks, and something I've been wanting to share. So, yeah,
that's really good. I love how you connected the unless the Lord builds a house and take up your cross. Mm-hmm. That's a really cool connection. Mm-hmm. that I'll be thinking more about.
I do have a question. How would you apply that practically? Like, I can say, do all to the glory of God, but what does that actually mean? Like, what do I do to drink to the glory of God? How do I eat to the glory of God? How do I sing in choir to the glory of God? How would you answer a question like that?
As far as like eating and drinking to the glory of God, even the idea is that the most menial of tasks can still be glorifying to God. And I'd argue that it's mostly based on your attitude towards those things, where are you whining about the food that the DC's serving and the fact that, I don't know, is like, I can't believe that their pizza has this particular kind of cheese on it. I personally don't mind the pizza at the DC, but for sake of example, are you going to be complaining about that, or are you going to say, wow, I'm really blessed to have this much food at my disposal and that God has provided this food for me? Are you going to be thankful for what God has given you, or are you going to whine and complain about it? If you're being thankful for it, I mean, I would argue that even in that case, like, something as menial as tying your shoes can be to the glory of God, as far as, like, I mean, you can be very thankful for your shoes. There are plenty of people around the world who don't have shoes, but you do. In fact, you probably have several pairs. Are you thankful for that?
Yeah, mindset.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And I think another thing is, I think being thankful is a big part of it. I think that is like one of the main things, where it's like, so say I'm having a really hard time with one of my classes. I'm having a really stressful time getting something done. Am I thanking the Lord for that? Am I thanking the Lord for, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so happy I get to go on this. Help me through this hard time. And that moment that either someone comes to you and complains, or you go to someone and you complain, rather than reinforce that, you should take it and be like, no, the Lord put this in my life for a reason. I may not like it. I may not be good at it. I may be stressed out about it, but the Lord has put it there for a reason. And to say, okay, the Lord has put this in my life. What does the Lord puts things in our lives to prepare us for later in life or the next day. It doesn't, but everything that we go through is preparation, is the Lord's training for your future. And so instead of even being like, well, I'm thankful for it, but I'm not going to try super hard. My soccer coach was actually the one who, I played soccer for 2 years, so take this what you will, but he pushed me so hard physically, and I was kind of done with it. I was like, man, this is so annoying. I'm not the most physical guy. This is not my favorite thing to do. I'm not good at soccer. Why do I have to do all this? And now, this is not to say like, wow, you should go play soccer. Like, that's what the Lord, no. But the Lord put me there for a specific lesson, and it was that he said this. He was like, whether you eat or drink or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of God, whether you like it or not. If you are in something, push your hardest to it. Don't act like you're doing it for your parents who are just going to say, yay, good job, after whatever you do, which that's what parents are supposed to do. They're supposed to support you, but act as if you're doing it for the almighty God, almighty perfect God. And your performance, obviously you're not saved by works or performances, but since we are saved already, that should be one of our utmost, like, oh, well, I'm going to push my hardest then for this. And and that very day I ran my fastest mile. And that was a great day. It was a great lesson that the Lord has kept with me. And sure, I may not play soccer anymore. Sure, I may not work out all the time, but it's still a good lesson even to remember now. It's just like, okay, well, I'm doing my voice lessons and this is hard. So I'm just not going to do it very hard this week. And it's like, to some degree, like if you need a break, that is valid, but it's also, well, am I not doing it because it would be healthier not to, or am I not doing it because I just don't have a good attitude about it?
Yeah.
And instead, I'm going to push harder. And
Yeah, my dad, when I was growing up, would say a good check to see if you're actually doing all to the glory of God is whether, first, are you doing the right thing? If you're sinning, then of course, no.
Right.
But are you doing the right thing in the right way? Am I giving my all? Am I actually running my fastest? Am I cleaning so that it actually is clean in the end? Am I actually doing it well? So if you're not doing it in the right way, you could still be not glorifying God, even though you might be doing the right sort of thing. But he would say you need to be doing the right thing in the right way for the right reason. And that reason is the mentality, that thankfulness, that is oftentimes the motivation. Because if you have the right reason, oftentimes you will do the right thing and you will be doing it in the right way. So honestly, yeah, the combination of all of those things. I'm so thankful for what God has done for me, so I want to glorify him. So I want to do the right things, and I want to do it in a way that brings the most praise and honor to his name, personally with him and in my testimony with other people.
Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah. Those are some really good thoughts. That's definitely gonna challenge me this week.
Yeah. I think I struggle so much. We all struggle so much. Like, how often do we actually do all to the glory of God? Like, even just for a minute.
Yeah. And at the same time, don't let it be a discouragement to you, because the more you do, the more to the glory of God, it makes it better, you know?
The more you'll want to.
It makes it enjoyable, because it is joy, you know? That's the when we allow the joy from God to be our motivation in what we do, it creates that display.
All right. Well, thank you for your thoughts. That is certainly challenging to me. I hope it was helpful for everyone listening and everyone here.
Challenging to me, for sure.
Yeah. It's not just for viewers. This is a good thing for us to practice and to be better at, is to have accountability and to, talk about these things and encourage each other. Another reason that we brought Micah Brewster onto the podcast is that we have something going on that's very big, very loud, very opera.
Yes.
And we are, me, Asher, and Micah, we're all involved in the Elixir of Love, which is, what?
Asher, Micah, and I. Sorry.
Grammar.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say something, but then I
Fine.
realized
It's
I
okay.
could just rearrange it.
Asher, Micah, and me.
Asher, Micah, and I are all in Elixir of Love, which is the English translation of L'Elixir di Amore. And it's an Italian opera. Originally, we translated it to be in English. One thing that you may recognize from it is Nemorino, who's the main character. He has an aria called, I don't even know what it's called in English, but in Italian, it's Una furtiva lagrima, and that's a very well-known aria. And so if that helps you place it, good. I hope you guys got to see it. So far, we have one more day. We have one more performance. And by the time this comes out, it will have already happened. Yeah, so it's been super fun to work with. It's been a lot and a lot of rehearsals. But how about first we give a little synopsis, then we get others' opinions, then we talk about behind the scenes. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. it starts out with we start in Adina's restaurant, and all the chorus comes on. It's this big number, and Adina is talking about a book she's reading, and in it is the Elixir of Love, Tristan and Isolde, which is a myth, which was later turned into an opera by Wagner. Wagner later wrote a different opera that was, I guess, Elixir of Love, but not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So this was based on that, except like they broke the fourth wall, kind of.
Yeah,
of the
kind
of the
of.
myth.
They broke the
fourth
fifth wall.
They
Kind
broke.
of.
Oh, well.
I don't know how you
Because
do
Fifth
that.
wall.
Yeah.
The ceiling.
You do that when there's a pentagonal room and you're just really mad.
But yes, we start there, and she's reading this book, and the very next song is Nemorino confessing his love. Except the entire song is an aside, which means that nobody else hears it. So it's him It's basically world building and saying, yes, Nemorino is a hopeless romantic who loves Adina, but Adina does not love him back.
No, she does not.
No. So
Oof.
the very next happens, and it's the soldiers arrive in the village in Adina. It's in Adina's restaurant. I just realized that.
Yeah,
the
they all
soldiers
march
show up
into Adina's
in
restaurant.
Adina's restaurant, and they do this whole choreographed move. And Belcore, the
Sergeant.
sergeant, and the attractive one, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
muscular one, and the
Oh,
big
yeah.
voice. Yep.
The
Sounds just like
baritone.
me.
The baritone.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So, yes, I should also give... Adina is a soprano, Nemorino is a tenor,
Oh, yeah.
and then...
Beautiful voice.
Beautiful. He's such a good performer.
He's
Oh, my
fantastic.
word.
Yeah.
I love listening to him.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good. And then Belcore, who is a baritone. I just got a...
Bass baritone.
Bass baritone. I just got a lesson with Dr. Renner today.
Oh,
It was
that's so great.
Cool. Dr.
Yeah, he's
Renner
a
plays Belcore.
BJ alumnus.
He is, and he's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
So he graduated his undergrad with piano music ed. Then he went to go do piano performance, I think,
Wow.
as a master's. Don't quote me on that. And then I know for a fact he went for a doctorate and did voice performance.
Yeah. Wow. That
Just-
sounds like Dr. Hewish, actually. That aside, Belcore.
Belcore.
Comes
Anyway,
in.
going back, Belcore comes in and he's got these flowers and he's like, Adina, I love you. And he says it super attractively and she immediately falls for him.
She's like, oh,
Except,
yeah, this is great.
she's like, oh yeah, attractive men come in
Yeah.
and poses to
She
me.
plays hard to get, but
Not for very long.
yeah. For like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. And then
For those 3 minutes, she was really.
Yes.
You have no
she was
chance.
kind of, it was more like rage baiting. Belcore is like, he's like hitting on her. And then like later in the song, he says, name the day and we're going to marry. And she's like, oh goodness, that's kind of crazy. And so it's just kind of fun to be in the chorus and like react to all that. And just be
Yeah.
like, oh.
It's like, oh, well, that was fast.
Yeah. So we have all these fun little songs, and then Belcore goes to get refreshments for his. He goes to get refreshments for his guards or whatever, and so he's like, he asks Adina, could we like get a drink from the water fountain or something like that? And she's like, yeah, sure, just go to my house. And he's like, haha, I'm part of the family now. And anyway, so he leaves, I think.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
leaves,
they
and
leave,
then
and we leave.
and then we leave.
Then we leave,
because
and
our
then-
tour comes back.
It cuts to Nemorino in the kitchen where he works at Adina's, and he's in the kitchen.
He's a
washing,
dishwasher.
He's washing dishes, and I've never actually seen this scene, but you know, I can surmise that Nemorino is talking to Adina about his love for her, and she's just like, no, why?
She's
She's
not a good person.
she's an awful person.
like she's
like everyone who's
oof.
seen it, I've said like, yeah, she's not great, and they're like, no, she's awful. She's toxic. she's a toxic personality.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it keeps going, and we come back on, and this new character arrives, and it's Dulcamara, and it's a buffo bass, and which means a funny bass guy, and baritone, I guess. But
The same difference.
and so anyway, he's also really great, and so Dulcamara comes on the set like nobody else is really in the picture at this point. It's just kind of And so he comes out, and he's this acclaimed doctor in massive air quotes. And
You don't believe
for
him?
purposes of telling the story, he tells about this magical elixir, and it's this magical thing that will cure all your things. It will
Absolutely
make you rich.
everything.
Absolutely everything. Literally goes through an entire song about how it cures everything. And it's basically just wine.
Yeah.
It's just alcohol.
But the entire chorus completely falls for him.
Yep.
And all of us buy one, and we go drink it.
Nemorino is there for that spiel, and he goes and he says, I need it, because I need Adina to fall for me. And so he goes there, and he's like, he drinks a couple, and becomes drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm not completely sure what happens after that. He goes and talks to Adina.
Yeah, so he's so he buys it. And then I think we come.
The elixir is supposed
No.
to take effect the next day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yes. No. Okay. So he gets drunk on it, and he thinks that Adina, is going to fall for him the next day. But then Adina comes, and she like arrives on the scene, and they have a whole song where they're singing to themselves and not together, singing at the same time to themselves, and talking about how like she's still so cold and she doesn't care for me at all, even though I've drunk the elixir. But I'll just wait for tomorrow. And Adina's like, why is he so happy? Because he's drunk. She doesn't realize that, but she's bothered at the fact that he's happy, because she wants him to be unhappy because she's a mean person. And so she is singing about how she doesn't like the fact that he's happy. And then Belcore comes on the scene, I think, and says, dude, you need to just leave to Nemorino. Belcore tries to send Nemorino away, but Nemorino just stays and laughs because he's drunk and thinks he's going to win tomorrow.
He laughs, and then all the chorus comes on, and we all sing about how Nemorino's crazy, and we kind of sympathize with him for 3 bars, or 3 verses, and then later we're laughing at him and oh, he's crazy.
Oh, but major plot point: we come in and the soldiers bring a letter to Belcore before the crazy. We're singing about how crazy he is, and the letter basically says, really, really soon Belcore has to leave, and he was going to marry Adina in a week, I think. Or something like that.
But then they push it forward to the next morning.
Wedding got moved up a little bit.
Yeah, because Belcore has to leave in 48 hours, they move the wedding day to the very next morning.
No, this evening.
Well, Nemorino begs her not to do it this evening, and she decides to do it tomorrow morning.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but the elixir doesn't end up working. As far as we know.
Elixir doesn't end up working, and so, but then intermission happens. We're all laughing at Nemorino, and then lights out, we all go off stage. And then intermission happens, we all come back on stage, and it's the wedding scene, and basically, we're all just singing about how, it's just such a fun thing with music and song. We'll celebrate these guys. And then Dulcamara comes on and he sings a little song with Adina and has fun. And then, but the entire time Adina seems a little unhappy. And so, in an aside, so she basically tells the audience what she's thinking. It's, I'm bothered that Nemorino's not here. Why is he not here? Why is he not at my wedding? And so she ends up not signing the wedding papers.
Yes.
And so then we go through a whole bunch of other, so Nemorino then goes to Dulcamara again and says, I need more.
I need another elixir.
And then, but he doesn't have any more money to pay for it, so he goes to, or Belcore comes to him, and at first they're like, I hate you. And then, but they end up having actually a pretty civil conversation. But Belcore says, hey, I'll give you $20 if you join the army. Which is basically I'll give you $20 if you just go away.
Yeah.
And so he signs contract, gets $20, pays that, gets more elixir, and drinks more of it. But what he doesn't know is that his rich uncle is dead and leaves everything to Nemorino. What he doesn't know that. But somehow, Gianetta, who is a different character, she's like Adina's wing girl.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
She has an entire song where she and all the girls are gossiping over how Nemorino's uncle is dead. Nemorino then shows up after that song, and they're all like, oh, Nemorino's hot now because
he's rich.
He's rich. And so they're all gold diggers.
Yeah.
And anyway, chase him
them.
off, and Adina comes on and she's like, what just happened? Why is he so happy? Why do all the girls love him? And so she sings a whole song, and Dulcamara comes on and is like, you need my elixir. And Adina's like, no, I'm pretty enough without your elixir. And then it's just like, so I'm just not going to use it. And yeah, she's a pretty awful person.
She really is.
And then we get to the final reconciling, I guess. And they get together, and everyone lives happily ever after, except for Belcore.
Yeah.
But he don't care.
I think is hilarious. Adina chooses Nemorino. Good choice. Nemorino, not great choice, but whatever. And when we're saying good... So Dulcamara comes out and sings this whole song about, see, my elixir worked. When he drank it, not only did he get completely rich, like so rich, but everybody fell in love with him. And he had the most absolute ideal story ever. Buy my elixir. And
everybody else drank the elixir as well.
And it didn't work on them, but, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah. And then, as he's leaving, we're singing this big goodbye now, and he hands the elixir that he has in his hand to Belcore as he's leaving, and he's like, here, take this. And so the very last thing that we see, Belcore is just chugging the elixir, because his life is not going the way that he had hoped it would go.
Yeah, and he has to go back to the army anyway, so,
Yep. So maybe he got good fortune later on. Maybe not.
I hope not.
How about you, Mark?
Well, personally...
he has not seen it, by the way.
Out of all the performances I've seen, frankly, this one...
It's one of them?
It is one of them, really.
Wait, it's not even one of the performances that he's seen.
No.
It's not this is
Out of
true.
all the performances that I have seen, it is not one of them.
This one compares. It does.
Well, how does it compare?
Through tough, thorough thought. We can move on.
Anyways,
Tough, thorough thought.
a little bit of backstage, not much, but a little bit of backstage glimpses. We averaged, at least for the last month, about 18 hours of rehearsal a week. Yeah. Which was great.
Yay, a part-time job.
But yeah, just kind of some backstage thing. What was your favorite backstage thing? Either repeatable or not repeatable?
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, getting to know the people, tons and tons of fun. I have a pretty tranquil dressing room, which is nice. But listening to the other dressing room is quite comical. It's a little loud. So we're like, hey, it's nice in here. They're literally screaming in the other room. But
we scream a little.
Well, when there's 15 guys in a room,
And it's that group
and
of
four
guys.
of them are me, Asher, and Nate. It's kind of
It's
not Nathan, but a different Nate. There's another Nate.
Yeah.
Not other Nathan that we had on the podcast earlier, but there's another Nate.
There are too many Nathans.
So that's always fun. I like the dressing room. There are people that get overstimulated, but one thing that I would do, I think, while we were having all of our rehearsals was I would go up after our wedding scene. We had pretty much the entire second act off until the finale, and I would go up and sit in the balcony and watch the entire second act, which was just awesome. I got to see I got to see the girls scene, which was funny.
Yeah.
What are some other things that we found from backstage? What about you? What do you do backstage?
Stare at the ceiling.
I be quiet. That's what I do.
Yeah. No, we like staring at the ceiling together.
Yeah.
There are some really cool
They're
lights.
pretty
up there.
lights, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
they're
pretty.
good.
Especially with the smoke up there.
Mhm.
Like you look up and it's just like beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a painting. Like you're getting taken away by
Mhm.
the rapture or whatever.
Yeah. It's really neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Katie.
Another fun fact, the Vespa's real.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
breaks
it is.
down quite often.
Not that it's
That's
functional.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real. It's really fun.
It was so
we have to sing while breathing in gasoline, but that's
That's simple.
Small
Just
price to pay.
Don't breathe.
just don't breathe.
Yeah.
Do not breathe. That's a favorite motto of ours in the choir.
Yeah, I mean, if
Projection's
there's
cool.
anything you would like to know about what it's like to be in an artist series, you can ask us stuff. I'm going to be in another one, Comedy of Errors. That's going to be fun. Oh, we have Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe coming up.
Yeah.
It's already sold out, so
Yeah.
it's not like you have to
Advertise
tempt people to come. But
Mhm.
what are some cool things that we can expect?
Yeah. Let's see. The battle scene is pretty cool. We have some really cool lighting stuff. Yeah, I can't spoil too much, but I'm really excited to do it.
I've been working on the stuff in stagecraft.
Oh yeah, the stone table.
The stone table that got finished. I didn't do anything other than paint it. The painting was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Learned some things there.
Yeah.
But we built the stone table. Hopefully it works.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I'm
that's going.
waiting for it to actually. I think.
Try it.
Yeah, because it's not been done. But that's
Yeah.
okay.
It's also kind of weird to move in and out because it has if you lift it up, the
Yeah,
two
the
legs kind of
two-
cave in.
Eh.
Anyways, it's gonna be really cool.
Oh, I get real Turkish delight every run through of
Yes,
it.
you do.
They give me actual real Turkish delight to eat, and nobody likes it except for me and one other cast member. I genuinely like it.
Which that's really funny. That's really ironic.
Mhm.
Your Tumnus looks like a carbon copy of Tumnus.
Oh, he's fantastic.
But yeah, so there are a lot of cool things happening around here. Yeah, so finally, you're getting so many shout-outs today, Micah. You're just getting all the shout-outs. Our next thing is whatever in the world Pensacola Smiley Face means.
Yeah,
Story
time.
Yes. Okay. Well, a few years ago, I had the opportunity to travel and perform with a theater company called the Academy of Arts Logos Theater. Incredible quality Christian theater. We were traveling and performing first The Pilgrim's Progress in D.C. We were there for 2 months performing at the Museum of the Bible. And then we came back to Taylor's, is where they're located. And we put together the show The Horse and His Boy, which is another of the Narnia stories in that series that C.S. Lewis wrote. And we were traveling and performing that, and Pensacola asked us to come down and perform The Horse and His Boy on their stage in Florida. I think it was in November, but it was still really hot and just humid, just horribly humid in Florida where we were. So we didn't have very much time to put it together on their stage. So we quickly unloaded everything, a lot of big set pieces, a whole lot of work putting it all together, disassembling it and then reassembling it. And then we had to redo all of the lighting cues. So we would get there really, really, really early in the morning while it was still dark outside. We would wake up because we only had a couple of days to do this. Really early in the morning, still dark. We would get there to the stage, and it's always dark inside because if you're working on lighting, you're having to do blackouts, and the whole auditorium has to be black so you can see what it's actually going to look like on stage. So it's just dark all the time. And then we would leave really late in the afternoon, or not in the afternoon, really late in the evening, nighttime. So it's just always so dark all of the time. Just get used to just living in the darkness. And so one day we were working on the lighting cues, and I had been helping, standing in for some people, just standing in the place where they needed, just so that they could see what the light would look like on a person. And I took a break, and I went backstage, and it was dark backstage. A friend of mine came up to me and pointed over to a trash can and said, "Look at that trash can." And I looked over at the trash can, and someone had taken black spray paint and spray painted a smiley face onto the trash can, but had so thickly spray painted it that the black paint was like dripping down this weird smiley face that they had spray painted onto the trash can. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's really creepy. I saw a movie trailer once before then for a movie called Smile, and the movie trailer was quite disturbing. It was is a horror movie. Basically, like, you see a smile, you see a person smiling, and they die in a horrible way while they're smiling, and then you get the contagious smile, and you start seeing smiles all around you. You start seeing smiles everywhere, and then eventually you die in a horrible way while you're smiling, and the circle continues. It was really disturbing, but I saw that smiley face, and I was reminded of the trailer, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's that's kind of creepy.
An awful thing to remember.
Yeah, and it was dark and scary, and it was fine. It was a trash can, so we continued our day. Later that day, we came. We had been doing more lighting, went backstage again, and my friend comes and points out to me something else that I was so surprised about. We have these pieces of bamboo that we used for that show, for forest scenes and things like that. We call them kiku-chikus. That was the term for them for some reason. I don't know. I think that might be the technical term for that kind of tree. But they're long and thin, and they sit on this square base that's probably 2 feet by 2 feet. One of the kiku-chikus had broken, and we weren't able to use it. So we had it laying on its side, so that the bottom of the foundation of the kiku-chiku was visible, whereas it wasn't before. And she points at it, and she says, "Micah, look at that. There was another black smiley face, also spray painted onto the bottom of the broken kiku-chiku." And I thought to myself, wow, that's a really strange coincidence. Like, 2 of those in one day. And like the trailer, I was reminded of the trailer again, and how like you see them everywhere. Once you've seen them once, you start seeing them all over the place. And I thought, okay, that's creepy, but we'll just move on. It was really strange though. The trash can was owned by Pensacola, and the kiku-chiku was owned by us. Yeah. So it wasn't just one person whose trademark was black smiley faces. It was actually just different things coming from different places. I thought, that's weird, but whatever. We continued on, and it kept getting later and later and later, and eventually it's only a very small group of us that are there at the building. Other people have gone to get some sleep. And we ended up closing down for the evening. There may be 5 of us left. And we decide, okay, we need to go back. We were staying in a hotel-esque type thing on campus. So we walk outside, and just immediately we're hit by the humidity. It's nighttime, so there's just like that thick hanging, just like a cow licks you in the face the moment you walk outside. And so we're walking back, and it's dark. There are lights on in certain buildings. And we walked by this one building, and it was so humid that all of the windows were fogged everywhere. And we looked at this one window, and someone had drawn a smiley face on the window. But it was so thickly humid outside that the smiley face was dripping and distorted. I was like, what on earth? What is happening to us? I don't know if we're going to make it much longer. So it's dark. We keep walking. We're like, walk past it. And we come to our hotel. And we're walking up to it, and I realize the doors to the hotel are also made of glass. So we get up to the hotel doors. Lo and behold, there is a smiley face also on that door, so thickly painted that it's dripping. But not only that, on this door there was the handprint of a child that was like smeared and dripping, and this smiley face that was further above it. And I looked at her and I said, "This is our last day. Like this is the end. Anymore. We are going to walk into this hotel and we are going to die. Yes, we're not going to make it." So we decide, well, we can't stay anywhere else. So we walk inside and we say our goodbyes, and she goes to her room and I go to mine. There are two other guys in my room. One of the lamps was on, so it was moderately, I could see, but it wasn't really bright. There were two other guys in the room, so I was like, okay, we're good. I'm not alone. We're safe. And I go to my bed, and I was gonna probably go to sleep, but I noticed my water bottle was empty. So I got up and I was gonna go refill it in the bathroom. So I walk over to the bathroom, and I don't bother to turn on the lights because there's a lamp on outside and the lights streaming into the bathroom. And I look at the mirrors. They're not fogged, so I'm good. I'm safe. The mirrors are not fogged.
You're freaking me out, dude.
No smiley faces there. Well, I was good. My water bottle doesn't fit into the sink. You know that feeling when the sink is just way too small. And you're like, oh my goodness, I hate this so much. But there are those little, hotel cups.
Yeah.
So I take one of the hotel cups up, and you like take off the wrapper, and I look in the mirror, and I'm filling up the cup of water. And I turn off the faucet, and I look in the mirror, and I tip the cup up so that the bottom of the cup is facing the mirror. And on the bottom of the cup, literally printed onto the bottom of the cup, is a black smiley face. Like, what? I thought to myself, how on earth? This is absurd. And frankly, in the moment, I thought, this is hilarious. Like, how on earth could this happen? So I laugh while I'm drinking water.
And he chokes.
And I gag on the water. At that point, I was actually horribly sick. For months leading up, I had a debilitating cough that was so bad. I remember coughing tears out of my eyes, clutching my ribs, literally on the ground, not able to breathe, because the cough was so horrible. And I lived with that for a while. It was a very, very weird occurrence. But when I tipped the cup up and I took a drink out of it, and I saw the smiley face and I laughed, I started choking on the water, and I started having a horrible visceral cough while laughing and smiling. I was coughing and coughing and coughing so badly, I started vomiting into the sink while I was smiling and laughing, thinking to myself, I'm literally gonna die, but I'm happy about it, like I'm smiling right now. It's all coming true. Eventually, the coughing and vomiting and laughing subsided. I was able to clean out the sink, and I was okay. I went to bed that night, and I woke up the next morning, still alive, and I told my friend all the things that had happened, and she thought it was hilarious. I told my other friends, and they thought it was so funny. And we just kind of continued our lives, continued lighting and everything. And I was backstage.
Over?
No, well, we still had to put the show on.
Well, no, I meant like the story's not done.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We kept lighting, and one day I went backstage again, and I looked at that trash can. This is a true story, by the way. This is an entirely true story.
Yeah.
I looked at the trash can, and there was no smiley face on it. It was completely blank. You know, one of those like normal, just blue, big trash cans, those like industrial-sized trash cans. Mm-hmm. There was no smiley face on it. I can think of a couple like explanations for that, but
I guess it could have been different.
Yeah, it could have been a different trash can. Someone turned the trash can around. I don't know, but I was like, it's gone. It's gone. And I remember leaving Pensacola, and just kind of continuing my life. And I came to a gas station one day, and every now and then I'll see them. Just these black smiley faces. I still see them every now and then, just like here and there. I went to the gas station, and just on the wall, spray paint, black smiley face in the bathroom. I thought to myself, well, at least I know when I die, it'll be with a smile on my face.
Oh my goodness, why would you say that? Oh my goodness, that was not the ending I thought I was going to hear. I thought
It was
you
a really
said
good ending, but also at the same time, I really hated it.
that was very good storytelling.
What in
I'm
the
going to give you a
horror
high
story?
five for that. That was amazing.
What in the horror story?
You know, I think a strong takeaway from the story is don't go to Pensacola.
There you go.
Yes.
Ended up here.
That's
Yes.
Bob Jones. Come to Bob
Have you
Jones.
seen any black smiley faces while here? Like while at in
If
Bob
the answer is
like,
yes, don't
in
answer
Bob
the
Jones.
question.
I do still see them. And now that I've told you,
You're
You
gonna
will see
notice
them.
them too.
you'll start seeing them too.
Oh no.
It's contagious. I've told a few of my friends, and they will literally text me pictures. They'll be like, "I saw one today. It's here. It's there.
All right,
they're
people.
they're really
Do you have
everywhere."
those pictures of black smoke?
I've literally had children draw me black smiley faces after all of that occurred. Like they
That's
would just
evil.
give me a picture of a black
That's
smiley
awful.
face, all folded up so that they're like, "Here's a picture for you," and like unfold it, and there it is, black smiley face, like literally dripping. This one artist was actually pretty good, but I was like, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." Yep, there you
Wow.
go. True story. True
That's
story.
insane.
Really happened to me.
Not how I thought that last line was
Whoa.
gonna go. You were like, at least I know when I die, and I was about to be like, yeah,
Go to
you'll
heaven.
be with Jesus. And you were like, at least when I die, it'll be with a smile on my face. You said it like that, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Put a smile on that.
Whoa.
Freaky.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow. Okay. Closing remarks.
Today I'm using my capacity as a business major. I'm going to discuss the top 3 Monopoly property sets. Just
Oh, of
give you
course.
my opinion.
It's better than reading us a
But-
spreadsheet, I
yeah.
suppose.
I thought he was going to tell us about his coloring book.
Alright. My spreadsheets are very tidy, I will have you know.
You
They're
color
all
in the
inside the lines.
He makes color by numbers in Excel.
He does.
I have made a Christmas tree, but anyway. So, something to consider with Monopoly properties, all 4 sides of the board, the properties cost the same, roughly the same, and it costs the same amount to to build on them, houses and hotels. But the yields are different. So I think that the yields being higher on the properties that are later and just slightly marginally more expensive to buy, I think that's a better return on your investment. So with that in mind,
Yep, of
Um,
course, of course.
first we got Boardwalk and Park Place. It's a classic. This
Yeah.
one's mainly for vibes because
Mhm.
it's pretty expensive to fully build hotels on.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get the full set, but it has the highest single rent charge. The 2 highest actually, 2,000 and 1,500 in the classic game.
Mm-hmm.
And also it comes in a pair, which means that
Monopoly.
Oh, in Monopoly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't notice that?
I thought you were
we
talking
sure-
about
Are we
monopolies.
sure Jack isn't the business major?
Ow.
I don't know which one of you should be more insulted by that.
this is terrible.
I don't
Sorry.
even know.
Keep going.
I apologize.
That's my bad.
Business majors.
This makes it a lot more funny. I was more just confused a little bit ago.
I tried. So this is also a pair, which means it's 2/3 cheaper. No, 1/3 cheaper to fully improve compared to the green set.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that for your consideration.
Yeah.
There's the light blue set. I'm partial with the blues.
Mm-hmm.
So light blue, the properties cost about $100 each, and then only $250 to upgrade to a hotel on each one. So totally you're looking at maybe 1,000, a little over 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not bad.
the payoff for each one is $550 or $600 on, I think it's Connecticut is the highest paying one. So return on investment is pretty good, very cheap to build up, and it's also, I feel like it's landed on a fair amount. It's not like the yellow properties, which no one ever touches.
Connecticut is in Monopoly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like the state. It's
We
the
need
name
to
of
play
it.
sometime.
Yeah.
Do we?
I don't want to play.
Smith 213 Monopoly. Anyway,
Oh.
Lord of the Rings Monopoly.
dishonorable mention is the utilities.
Yeah.
Those are rough.
They're cheap, which is the only good thing that can be said about them. It's very hard to get both of them in the early game, and the highest single charge you can get is 120. Terrible in late game. No room for improvement. And the fact that they're so hard to get in the early game means that it's really not a viable option at all.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oof.
No good.
Mm.
The best set, in my opinion, is orange. These cost 2,060.
I wonder why.
Hey!
You can say that.
These cost 2,060 to purchase and fully upgrade. The returns with hotels are $950 and $1,000.
Yeah.
The real deal sweetener. That's a really awkward phrase. Is location. Location. It's right out of jail.
Yes!
So the odds on your rolls when you come out of jail mean you'll probably land on the orange. So you got regular odds. I don't know how that's computed, but you also get people coming out of jail, and they're likely to land on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the set is
Needs
affordable
to stay.
and likely to yield high dividends. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
I wish I could clap more. I'm too tired.
Wow. Yeah, well, amazing podcast. Micah, thank you so much for being here. I think you really enriched the experience. That was a lot of fun. You added a lot to the dynamic. Hopefully we can get a little more consistent. So far we're working on setting up a system and, knowing what to talk about. But, that's coming as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, thank you for joining us, Brewster. Hopefully we can have you back on at some point.
Yeah,
you can
that'd be
share
lovely.
another campfire story, maybe.
I don't know how many more I have, but
Well, we can make it happen.
We can give you a couple.
All this, next time he goes and checks his mailbox, it's just gonna be full of black smiley faces.
All right. Well, hopefully we will be able to see you in 2 weeks time, and I guess you'll be hearing this on the 8th. So we'll see you the 22nd. Can't wait to see you back in the room. Thank you guys for listening.
See
ya.
See you on an audio podcast.
Hear ya.
Have you never heard of a colloquialism?
No.
Smith 213.